A deadly shooting at an ICE facility has reignited a fierce debate over the impact of political rhetoric on real-world violence. But here's where it gets controversial. While some blame inflammatory language for inciting attacks, others argue it's a necessary critique of controversial policies. And this is the part most people miss: the complex interplay between free speech, political accountability, and public safety. The tragic incident unfolded in Dallas, where a gunman, identified as 29-year-old Joshua John, opened fire on an ICE field office, resulting in 1 fatality and 2 injuries. Authorities later discovered ammunition etched with anti-ICE messages at the scene, and the shooter took his own life. This attack comes amid a startling 1,000% increase in assaults against ICE agents, according to the Department of Homeland Security. The role of rhetoric, fueling division or exercising free speech. Trump administration officials and some commentators have pointed fingers at prominent Democrats, including members of the Squad, for using language that allegedly demonizes and dehumanizes ICE officers. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt bluntly stated, "Democrats must stop demonizing the heroic men and women of ICE who are just doing their jobs to keep Americans safe." However, many Democrats argue their criticism is not aimed at individual officers, but at what they perceive as systemic issues within ICE operations. For instance, Representative Nikki Budzinski, D. Illinois, accused ICE of conducting dangerous and reckless immigration operations that trample on due process and threaten immigrant communities. Similarly, Senator Elizabeth Warren, D. Mass., claimed ICE agents are intentionally stoking fear by targeting individuals with no criminal record and using aggressive tactics near churches and schools. The human cost, fear and division in communities. The debate isn't just academic. It has real-world consequences. Senator Dick Durbin in California highlighted the devastating impacts of ICE policies, noting that parents are terrified to take their kids to school, and businesses are suffering as people are scared to go to work. Critics argue that such fear is a direct result of ICE's tactics, which they describe as heavy-handed and racially biased. Controversial comparisons and counterpoints. Some Democrats have drawn stark comparisons to criticize ICE's methods. Representative Robin Kelly, Democrata, accused ICE of using Gestapo tactics, a comparison that has sparked outrage among defenders of the agency. Meanwhile, Representative Ayanna Pressley, D. Mass., claimed ICE's actions are terrorizing our communities, while Rep. Ilhan Omar, Senate seat Ilhan Omar, reposted a since-debunked story accusing ICE of using a 5-year-old autistic child as bait. The call for accountability. Where do we draw the line? In response to the Dallas shooting, former President Trump demanded all Democrats must stop this rhetoric against ICE and America's law enforcement right now. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin echoed the sentiment, urging politicians and the media to turn the rhetoric down to prevent further harm. But here's the question that divides opinions. Is criticizing ICE's policies and tactics inherently dangerous, or is it a vital part of democratic discourse? While no one condones violence, some argue that holding government agencies accountable for their actions is essential in a healthy democracy. Others counter that such criticism, especially when it paints ICE agents as villains, can embolden extremists and put lives at risk. Final thoughts. A call for nuanced dialogue. The Dallas shooting serves as a stark reminder of the stakes involved in this debate. As tensions rise, it's crucial to ask ourselves, how can we balance the need for accountability with the responsibility to avoid inciting harm? And can we find common ground in a conversation that often feels like a shouting match? What do you think? Is the criticism of ICE justified, or does it cross a dangerous line? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going, but let's also strive to do it respectfully and thoughtfully.